Alright kids, I'm back with even more tea, and this time, we've added a little spice to the mix. Some of these opinions will definitely be controversial, but every single group I will mention I do in fact stan and love dearly. Just remember, we all have our own opinions and that it's okay to voice those opinions. In no way am I hating any of the groups or people, just sharing some of my thoughts. 1. I struggle to like Big Bang now after what's gone on. I know that the other members have not had a role to play in Seungri's Burning Sun case, but I just feel I've lost an element of respect for them as a whole, because let's be honest, it's highly likely they would have had some idea what Seungri and YG were up to, yet said nothing. I feel bad, but I guess Seungri has just tainted them for me, especially because he used to be my bias before this came out. You gross, I know. 2. Block B are one of the lesser dance groups in K-pop, but honestly that's what makes me love them even more. They're fucking crackheads and all their songs are so wild, and the fact they aren't the best dancers just adds to who they are and makes them more endearing. Gosh, I love Block B with my whole heart. 3. I prefer when groups produce their own music. The art of music is that it comes from the heart and people mean the words and feel the song completely. Most of my favorite groups make their own music in some way, even if it's just writing lyrics, and I feel like that makes the songs far more meaningful and gives them far more of a unique style. Like when HUI makes songs for other people, you can hear his style within the song. You'll be able to piece together which member of Pentagon could sing or rap each line from that song. Other groups who don't make their own music don't really have this extra individualism in their music, if I'm honest. Like, I love 101 with all my heart, but all their songs are very different and they didn't necessarily have their own exact style as other people produced their songs. I just feel like you have more of a connection to groups who make their own music and really put in that effort of making it, you get me? 4. The music from earlier in the year was much better than later this year. Like from about January to June we were just being served bop after bop after bop, especially right at the beginning. March was the best month 100%. Every song was unbelievable. We had Sha La La from Pentagon, Awake from JBJ95, Mirror from Stray Kids, Bon Bon Chocolate from Everglow, From Soul from Block B Bastars, Love from Jeon, the list goes on. I just think later in the year it started to deplete and the songs were kind of just okay. Not many bops among them. There have been some good ones during October, but in between it hasn't been as good. 5. I don't like lip syncing or auto-tune. I'd much prefer to hear live, unedited vocals than see the full dance performance or hear an ugly robotic voice. I just despise auto-tune in general, but lip syncing is just one of my pet peeves, especially as so many idols aren't even good at it. LMAO. I just think it's a bit of a cop-out, and like it's better to actually hear the idol's voice than see the dance, in my opinion. 6. ATEEZ deserves Rookie of the Year. Let's be honest. Text are popular because of BTS more so than their own talent, which they most certainly do have because their dance skills are excellent. X1, for me, would be a close second to ATEEZ due to their obvious hard work to debut, but I know they won't win because of the whole rigged votes controversy. Now this is why I think ATEEZ deserve the title. They come from a small company. They have built up their own name through only their dance, vocal and rap ability. They have a huge following already despite not coming from a big company, and they've already had a fucking world tour. And they have another one coming soon. I'm sorry, but their power is unmatched even when compared to ITZY and Text. Both of those groups in my opinion haven't produced the same level of high quality music that ATEEZ have, and also haven't done as much nor shown as much hard work as ATEEZ. That isn't a bad thing on their part, but I just think it's what sets ATEEZ apart from them. They've already had 4 comebacks this year and produced a lot of their own songs. Ultimately, I know that Mama will have already chosen one of those 2 groups to win, but I'll keep hoping ATEEZ will come through. 7. I don't get why people care so much about the big 3 and seem to have all these unwritten rules about BIGBANG not being a part of it. I understand that the main 3 companies have been very influential in the early years of K-pop and stuff, but I don't see why BIGBANG can't be a part of the big 3 and make it the big 4. Like, I can tell you most people will have no BIGBANG before any of the other companies. People claim they only have one group so they can't be part of it. I'm sorry, but that is quite the understatement. They have the biggest boy group in the world in their company. They've opened K-pop up to the entire world. None of the other 3 companies have experienced this. All 4 companies have had a huge impact on K-pop whether we like it or not. So in the end, is it really so bad to say it's the big 4? We say big 3 privilege, but text flew to popularity before they even debuted. So clearly this also applies to BIGBANG groups now too. So I ask, does it really matter that people call it the big 4 if they want to? Like, who actually gives a fuck if people do? Not me, I can tell you that. 8. I hate the mullet trend. I don't know what y'all are seeing, but mullets are gross. You know they stem from fucking Texas racists, right? Haha. I really don't think a single idol suits this hairstyle. There's some I can just about tolerate, but as a whole I hate them. It's not a good hairstyle. I won't hate anyone because of this, but let's just say it's a big fucking turn off for me. Here's to hoping San will go back to the short hair next comeback LMAO. 9. BTS rap line is better than the vocal line. Minus Jungkook LMAO. I believe that the rappers are stronger than the vocals, however I do tend to prefer Bangtan's vocalist songs. I'm not overly keen on Taehyung voice in general, and I think Jimin and Jin often struggle and try to sing notes that don't really sit well with their vocal ability. Are they bad singers? Of course not, they are great singers, but nonetheless rap line is that powerful. I think Hobie is the weakest of the 3, but I think that's down to my personal taste because the boy can clearly spit bars, but good lord, Yoongi and Namjoon are unbelievable. They are 2 of the most powerful rappers in the industry. Whereas I would say Jungkook is the only one from the vocal line who is in that same category as Jungkook. His voice is really distinctive, and I think he knows his voice well, which makes his singing sound more effortless. That's why I see him as a better vocalist. Of course this is all my own personally taste. I'm no singer, so I'm just going on what I hear LMAO. 10. But on a more positive note, BTS not only paved the way, they have no rivals in the K-pop industry, and y'all are just kidding yourselves. Every award show, they will win. Nobody has achieved half of what they have. The Grammys is not only important to America, it's a crucial award for any artist from anywhere, and let's be honest, BTS are the only K-pop group that would even get the album art nomination at the Grammys. Nobody else can get to this level now. Now y'all know, BTS are far from my alt group. I have many groups I'd love to see on the same level as BTS, but it's never going to happen. We need to accept this. Every artist's ultimate goal is to dominate the entire world market. So yes, this is them paving the way. I don't get why people cannot see this, it's a fact. No other group has achieved world domination of the charts, but they have. So what, a couple groups got hits in America. BTS fully entered the American market, and the rest of the world's market. I love that other groups also get to have world tours now, and also some albums are being sold alongside BTS, but no other group can actually compete with them as a rival. 11. I did not like Jeonghan or Yutta's long hair, but I was here to Jungkook's. I don't think Jeonghan suited the long hair, and I'm sorry, but I just hated it. He looked like a creepy anime guy. Everyone I've ever introduced to 17 has thought Jeonghan looked like a woman. This isn't misgendering him like people say it is. It is simply seeing him and being slightly shocked at first because he appeared to be a girl before he gets a close-up. I don't really think that's the look he was going for LMAO. I'm sorry Jeonghan. His hair in Don't Wanna Cry is superior. Yutta's man bun was a no from me. I don't have anything more to say on that LMAO. I think Jungkook had the power to pull this look off that the others didn't. He styled it in a way that looked fucking stunning. Similar to Hwayoung. I think he suits this look more so than the others. Sorry kids. 12. I adore Superm and actually love the concept. Y'all dumb af. This is the best decision you could make as a CEO. They are all the most popular and what some believe the most talented members from the other groups. NCT are made up of subunits, so overall the NCT members' presence doesn't have to be missed as much since they can cover it up with another unit doing something. EXO are busy doing other stuff and some members are in the military, so a full comeback won't be happening right now. SHINee are all in the military. It's perfect timing for this to happen, and Lee Suman only cares about making money, people. Of course he'd see this as a good venture because let's face it, he will get hella money out of this. The most popular members of his most popular boy groups. Will they actually rival BTS in the world market? Of course not. But do you see how much publicity the group has received? I think they've done exactly what they came to do and they were never going to flop. I love all the members and I thought their album was great. Leave them alone, y'all just salty. 13. A majority of the time I don't agree with who is chosen as the visual. Oops. 14. IKON need to leave YG. They are being mistreated. They have lost their music producer. They are very clearly unhappy. I'll be shocked if they don't leave eventually. But I'd also like to add, they have the best bond I've seen from any group, to be honest. Bobby's birthday post for Hanbin. Junho unfollowing YG. Jinwon's tears. It's so obvious they love their boy and they miss him and they side with him over YG. I love them so much. I can't wait for Hanbin's return. 15. I personally find that Stray Kids are a little overhyped. I do stan them and I do enjoy their music, but I guess they just didn't connect with me as much as the other groups I stan. I don't particularly see what it is about them that makes them as popular as they are compared to other rookie groups. Like, I don't think they are doing much different from the norm. Most new boy groups have a similar concept and go for similar songs overall. I find their interviews difficult to watch unless they are alone. I am not sure they are ready for variety yet. LMAO, they always seem super awkward to me and it makes the videos uncomfortable to watch for me. And I never really felt that close bond from them that I feel other groups have with one another. Don't come at me saying I need to see more videos, because I really did watch a lot because I wanted to stan, but I just could not feel that friendship that I have from other groups. I love to see them all love each other and be like a sort of family. I am sure many would agree that it's much more fun to see people being very caring and loving towards each other. Maybe other people do get that from Stray Kids, but I personally never saw it. This recent news of Woojin leaving also had me questioning how close they really are and whether maybe Woojin left because they weren't actually the closest of friends. The whole thing did seem very weird and as if something bad had happened. Jip removed him from everything so quick and he never left a message to the fans like other people who left the company did before him. I found it all a little odd, especially some of the wording and Bangshan's letter. But anyway, back to my original point. LMAO. I stand because I loved my pace and I thought they'd probably end up being one of my ults, but then I just couldn't get into them the same way I have with other groups, which I was disappointed about. I do like them and everything, don't get me wrong. I just don't quite see why they are so popular, you know. 16. BTS's new music is so much better than their old stuff. I don't know what y'all smoking, but BTS are growing musically and damn ma, I ain't about to complain. My boys are thriving. And that's that on that. 17. Blackpink are disliked for very petty and unreasonable things. Like, damn, leave them be. All they are doing is enjoying being idols and doing so very quickly whilst gaining so much attention. Like, these girls powerful as fuck. Sure, their dancing isn't the best. Their choreos are very similar and their vocals and raps aren't perfect. Who cares? Like, they have their own unique style despite not making their own music, and it's nice to see some strong ass ladies in a strong ass concept. The girls have never come across as rude or mean to me either. Maybe a little lazy on stage, but honestly I'd be so over singing the same songs all the time. Sadly, YG has all the power and most people choose to hate the group instead of the company. 18. Pentagon deserve the world, but everyone doesn't give them anything now Dawn has left. I can't stand this shit. Okay, Donnie is gone, but he has left to be with the lovely Hyuna and they will still make music. I get he was a strong presence in the group and probably got many people, including myself, to stand, but come on. They were just getting into the big leagues, now y'all just pretend they ain't still releasing music. This was meant to be their time. They should be thriving. Such a shame. 19. Winner suit the mature concepts and playful concepts more than the cringy playboy concept they were doing before. Really is an anthem, but the concept with the female dancers just makes me cringe. I just don't think they really match with that. 20. Why do people care about multis using fandoms names? Like, that's what you're part of when you're a fan, for fuck's sake. That's why it's called a fandom. Just because you stan more than one group doesn't mean you're not a fan and won't root for that group. Just means you appreciate everyone. Honestly, the multi life is the best life, so y'all can stay crest. 21. SM is the worst company. Even worse than YG. 2 people have committed suicide under SM Entertainment. EXO had 3 members leave and sue. The Chinese members are clearly mistreated. The idols under this company have no freedom at all, not even creatively. Something needs to be done. Lee Suman, get the fuck out. 22. I would love to see more indie or rock type groups like Day 6 and The Rose, but y'all ain't even hyping the ones we already have enough, so what can we do? 23. It doesn't matter how long someone's been a fan, or how much merch they have, or how many groups they stan. Like, I've only liked pop as a whole for about a year and a half. I've liked BTS for almost 2 years now. That ain't long in comparison to some, but that doesn't matter. I stan about 40 groups, but that ain't matter either. You can stan 2 groups, who gives a shit? Not me. 24. Nobody on Twitter seems to just enjoy the music. I only ever see people streaming and promoting getting awards of more views. Like, fam, do y'all even actually like what you're streaming, or are you just doing it because it's your alts? Like, I really don't care about that stuff. So what if my faves don't get as many views? The fuck am I actually going to add to it anyway? Surely not that much. And surely that isn't a real achievement if it's just the same people watching the same video over and over and over. At the end of the day, it's album sales that actually matter, and I do contribute to those, so fuck all you bitches, LMAO. Just kidding. Alright, this is all I have to say for now, LMAO. It was quite a lot more than last time, oops. What can we do? I hope you enjoy the tea, and that I didn't get a bit too into what I was saying, LMAO. Farewell, young ones. Leave whether you agree or not in the comments. Argue if you want to, LMAO, I ain't fussed.